Hey guys, so guess what's going to happen today? We are going to finish our second book of our remote learning. That's pretty cool. So today we have the last story. Remember I told you this is really a collection of stories. This one is called Gloria, who might be my best friend. This is the last book in this particular collection of stories. However, if you liked it and you want to get more Julian stories, there's a whole bunch. So let's see. Julian's World, the stories Julian tells. That's one we just read. Julian's Secret Agent. And then, the stories Huey tells. So we get one from Huey's point of view. And then Julian's, what does that say? Oh, Gloria. Julian's Gloria and Julian and Gloria's Summer. That could be fun too. Okay. So Gloria, who might be my best friend. If you have a girl for a friend, people find out and they tease you. That's why I didn't want a girl for a friend. Not until this summer when I met Gloria. Is that true? That's not true in our crew. I think we have a lot of friends who are boys and a lot of friends who are girls, and it doesn't matter if you have a friend who's a boy or a girl, right? It happened one afternoon when I was walking down the street by myself. My mother was visiting a friend of hers, and Huey was visiting a friend of his. Huey's friend was 5. And so I think he's too young to play with. And there aren't any kids my age. I was walking down the street feeling lonely. A block from our house, I saw a moving van in front of a brown house. And men were carrying in chairs and tables and bookcases and boxes full of I don't know what. I watched for a while, and suddenly I heard a voice right behind me. Who are you? I turned around and there was a girl in a yellow dress. She looked the same age as me. She had curly hair, and it was braided in 2 pigtails with red ribbons on the end. I'm Julian, I said. Who are you? I'm Gloria, she said. I come from Newport. Do you know where Newport is? I wasn't sure, but I didn't tell Gloria. Is it a town on the ocean? I said. Right, Gloria said. Can you turn a cartwheel? She turned sideways herself and did 2 cartwheels on the grass. I had never tried a cartwheel before, but I tried to copy Gloria. My hands went down in the grass, my feet went up in the air, and I fell over. I looked at Gloria to see if she was laughing at me. If she was laughing at me, I was going to go home and forget about her. But she looked very seriously at me and said, "It takes practice." And I liked her. I know where there's a bird's nest in your yard, I said. Really? Gloria said. There weren't any trees in the yard or birds where I lived before. I showed her where the robin lives and has eggs. Gloria stood up on a branch and looked in. The eggs were small and pale blue. The mother robin squawked at us, and she and the father robin flew around our heads, squawked. There's another onomatopoeia, a word that sounds like what it says, squawked. That might be one that you want to add to your, I'm looking for my word book. I can't find it right this minute, but I'm going to add that one, squawked. They want us to go away, Gloria said. She got down from the branch, and we went around to the front of the house and watched the moving men carry 2 rugs and a mirror inside. Would you like to come over to my house, I said. All right, Gloria said, if it's all right with my mom. She ran to the house and she asked. It was all right. So Gloria and I went to my house, and I showed her my room and my games and my rock collection. And then I made strawberry Kool-Aid, and we sat in the kitchen at the kitchen table and drank it. You have a red mustache on your mouth, Gloria said. You have a red mustache on your mouth, too, I said. Gloria giggled, and we licked off the mustaches with our tongues. I wish you lived here a long time ago, I told Gloria. Gloria said, I wish I would, too. I know the best way to make wishes, Gloria said. What's that, I asked. First, you make a kite. Do you know how to make one? Yes, I said. I know how. I know how to make good kites because my father taught me. We make them out of 2 crossed sticks and folded newspaper. All right, Gloria said. That's the first part of making wishes come true, so let's make a kite. We went out into the garage and spread out sticks and newspaper and made a kite. I fastened on the kite string and went to the closet to get rags for the tail. Do you have some paper and 2 pencils? Gloria asked. Because now we make the wishes. I don't know what she was planning. I didn't know what she was planning, but I went into my house and got pencils and paper. All right, Gloria said, every wish you want to have come true, You write on a long, thin piece of paper. You don't tell me your wishes, and I don't tell you mine. If you tell, your wishes don't come true. Also, if you look at the other person's wishes, your wishes don't come true. Gloria sat on the garage floor and started writing her wishes. I wanted to see what they were. But I went to the other side of the garage and I wrote my own wishes instead. I wrote, look what the author did. There's another example of how the author really wants us to connect with our character so we get to see his own writing. So I wish I could see the catalog cats. I wish the fig tree would be the tallest in town. I wish I'd be a great soccer player. I wish I could ride in an airplane. I wish Gloria would stay here and be my best friend. I folded my 5 wishes in my fist and went over to Gloria. How many did you make? Gloria asked. 5, I said. How many did you make? 2, Gloria said. I wondered what they were. Now we put our wishes on the tail of the kite, Gloria said. Every time we tie one piece of rag on the tail, we fasten a wish in the knot. You can put yours first. I fastened mine in, and then Gloria fastened in hers, and we carried the kite into the yard. You hold the tail, I told Gloria, and I'll pull. We ran through the backyard with the kite past the garden and the fig tree and went into the open field beyond our yard. The kite started to rise. The tail jerked heavily along like a white snake. In a minute, the kite passed the roof of my house and was climbing towards the sun. We stood in the open field looking up at it. I was wishing I would get my wishes. I know it's going to work, Gloria said. How do you know? When we take the kite down, Gloria told me, there shouldn't be one wish in the tail. When the wind takes all of your wishes, that's when you know it's going to work. Have you ever done that? That's such a cool thing. The kite stayed up for a long time. We both held the string. The kite looked like a tiny black spot in the sun, and my neck got all stiff from looking up. Shall we put it up? Shall we pull it in? I asked. All right, Gloria said. We drew the string in more and more until, like a tired bird, the kite fell at our feet. We looked at the tail. All our wishes were gone. Probably they were still flying higher and higher in the wind. Maybe I would see the catalog cats and get to be a good soccer player and have a ride in an airplane and the tallest fig tree in town, and Gloria would be my best friend. Gloria, I said, did you wish that we would be friends? You're not supposed to ask me that, Gloria said. I'm sorry, I answered, but inside I was smiling. I guessed one thing Gloria wished for, and I was pretty sure we would be friends. There you go. That is the end of that. Oh, here you go. It says, can you guys read that? Once there was a day so hot that even frogs wore shoes. Julian has so many more stories to tell. Read on for a peek at Julian's next adventure. Oh, well, I think we should read this. We've got a little time. A day when frogs wear shoes. Look at that cute picture. My little brother Huey, my best friend Gloria, and I were sitting on our front steps. It was one of those hot summer days when everything stands still. We don't know what to do. We were watching the grass grow. It didn't grow fast. You know something, Gloria said? This is a slow day. It's so slow that dogs don't bark, Huey said. It's so slow that flies don't fly, Gloria said. It's so slow that ice cream wouldn't melt, I said. If we had any ice cream, Huey said. But we don't, Gloria said. We watched the grass some more. We'd better do something, I said. Like what? Gloria asked. We could go visit Dad, Huey said. That's a terrible idea, I said. What? Why? I like visiting Dad, Huey said. My father has a shop about a mile from our house where he fixes cars. Usually, it's fun to visit him. If he has customers, he always introduces us as if we are important guests. If he doesn't have company, sometimes he lets us ride in the cars that he puts up on the lift. Sometimes he buys us treats. Huey, I said, usually visiting Dad is a good idea. Today, it's a dangerous idea. Why? Gloria said. Because we're bored, I said. My dad hates it when people are bored. He says, the world is so interesting, nobody should ever be bored. He's right. Well, Or you're bored, but you're thinking about what you're going to do next. I see, Gloria said, as if she didn't. So we'll go see him, Huey said, and we'll just won't tell him we're bored. We're bored, but we won't tell him. Just so you remember that, I said. Oh, I'll remember, Huey said. Huey's wearing his angel look. When he has that look, you know he won't remember anything. Huey and I put on sweatbands, Gloria put on dark glasses, and we started out. The sun shined up at us from the sidewalks. Even the shadows on the street were as hot as blankets. It's a really good comparison, right? Hot as blankets. You guys can imagine that when we've been playing out on the playground and the sidewalks in the playground area get so hot. Huey picked up a stick and scratched it along the sidewalk. Oh, we're bored, he muttered. Bored, 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 bored. Right there. Bored, 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 bored. Huey, I yelled. I wasn't bored anymore. I was nervous. Finally, we reached the sign. Here's another example. The author wanted us to see what the sign looked like. Ralph's Car Hospital. Punctures, rust, dents and bashes, bad breaks, unusual complaints. That's my dad's side. My dad is Ralph. The parking lot had 3 cars in it. Dad was inside the shop lifting the hood of another car. He didn't have any customers with him, so we didn't get to shake hands and feel like visiting mayors or congressmen. Hi, Dad, I said. Hi, my dad said. Huey said. I didn't trust Huey. I stepped on his foot. We're on a hike, I said. Oh, nice of you to stop by, my father said. If you want, you can stay a while and help me. Okay, we said. So Huey sorted nuts and bolts. Gloria shined the fenders with the rag. I held a new windshield wiper while my dad put it on the car window. Nice work, Huey and Julian and Gloria, my dad said when we were done. And then he sent us to the store across the street to buy paper cups and ice cubes and a can full of frozen lemonade. Perfect for a hot day, right? We mixed the lemonade in the shop. Then we sat out under the one tree by the side of the driveway and drank all of it. Good lemonade, my father said. So what are you kids doing now? Oh, hike, I said. You know, my father answered, I'm surprised that you kids pick a hot day like today for a hike. The ground is so hot. On a day like this, frogs wear shoes. They do? Huey asked. Especially if they go hiking, my father said. Of course, a lot of frogs on a day like this would stay home. So I wonder why you kids are hiking. Sometimes my father notices too much. Then he gets yellow light shining in his eyes, asking you to tell the whole truth. That's when I know it's time to look at my feet. Oh, I said, we like hiking. But Gloria didn't know better. She looked into my father's eyes. Really, she said, this wasn't a hike. We came to see you. Oh, I see, my father said, looking pleased. Because we're bored, Huey said. My father jumped up so fast that he tipped over his lemonade cup. Bored, my father yelled. You were bored? The author did it again. Right here. Look, see? I was supposed to read that like loud. He picked up his cup and waved it in the air. You think I don't get bored? My father roared, sprinkling out the last few drops of lemonade from his cup. You think I don't get bored fixing cars when it's hot enough for frogs to wear shoes? And that is the end. We have to get that book if we want to read the rest of that. Ah! Oh my goodness. All right, my friends, that is all I have for today. I hope that you are starting to notice in your books when the author does something interesting that they want you to notice, because they don't do it just for fun. They really want you to notice things when they're doing them like that. They want you to change the way you read. They want you to feel closer to the characters. So it's really important stuff. See you tomorrow.